Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Vlogmas. Today is Friday the 9th, question mark? I have had kind of a up and down morning. I was feeling super nauseated, so I didn't pick up the camera. And then I took a shower, took Layla for a walk, and then have been running a couple errands. Went to Target just to pick up some little things we needed. Plus, I wound up getting my Christmas present from Jesse. He knows what I wanted. And it's just the caraway pans. I wanted a new saute pan anyway, and I wanted one of those, especially because they're pretty and I could leave it out. And Target does a collaboration with them, so I figured as soon as we caught it, one of us would buy it. So I bought it and I'll have him wrap it. That's just how we live our lives. Life's too short to be surprised by bullshit you don't want. Just picked up my pictures from CVS to do my very last one little word of the year. And then I also need to run a couple more small errands. And I'm gonna go home, do one little word. I should probably edit the vlog that's supposed to go up tomorrow. And then I want to start making cookies. And then later I have a date with Jesse to go to the dog park and potentially play World of Warcraft with him tonight. So yeah, I mean, it's my day off technically, but during Vlogmas, I sort of work a little every day. It's 2:30. I really have been a shitty vlogger today, which I'm kind of okay with. It's fine. So I went on a bunch of errands this morning. I went to Target to pick up some like plastic wrap and some other household things like that. And then I went to CVS to pick up my pictures for one little word. I picked up, which I don't know where I put them. Oh, I know where they are. And then I went to H Mart to get kimchi and some Korean red pepper flakes. Sunny's gonna try making kimchi soup one of these nights. Then I went to the dispensary to pick up an online order there. And then I went to Home Depot to pick up a curbside order of the garland with LED lights that I'm gonna use to replace the dead garland that's already out there. Just a lot of errands. So I got back and Jess and I went to the dog park because I wanted to get home after 1. I took Layla to the dog park. I didn't get any footage there, but oh my God, there was a Corgi Husky mix that was fucking adorable. And I had to text Kristen Damien from Christiane Designs about it because she has both a Husky and a Corgi and I knew she'd love it. Anyway, now I'm home. It's 2:30 though, like I said. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish up one little word and then I'm going to go pick up RJ. And then what I wanna do is edit the vlog that's going up tomorrow. And that's all the work I wanna get done. It's my day off from work. So other than that, I wanna get that's the only piece is the vlog. I was gonna try and film my one little word recap today, but I'm just gonna do it next week. Oh, I also need to go to the post office. Maybe that's what I should do, is get ready to mail the giveaways, then do the one little word when I get back. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I have my pictures for one little word, but I only have about 15 minutes before I need to go pick up RJ. So even though I've already done all the reflections, I do want to just give myself a little bit more breathing room. So instead, I'm just gonna take a second and open my advent calendar for today. Ooh, it looks like it's decals. Oh, these are cute. We've got a sparkly, like books and tree. And then this one looks like a sparkly hot cocoa. Very cute. It's the Cricut Paperco Advent. You know what? No, I think I'm gonna just try and get it done because I do need to edit the vlog from yesterday, the last 2 days when I get home. I'm currently sitting here with Miss Lady. Doesn't even have her collar on because she just got a bath and a blow dry from Jesse for the first time. We're waiting to pick up RJ, who should be here in just a few seconds. But I just wanted to pop on and be like, dude, I'm going to the post office to drop this off. Today is one of those days that has just completely gotten away from me, and I'm not really sure how. Sometimes when I'm not feeling good, I understand where the day goes. But today, while I'm nauseated, I seem to be okay, but yet somehow it's already almost fucking sunset. What the hell, man? What the hell? Part of that is daylight saving, or, standard time being an asshole. Like, usually it's getting dark at like 4:30 right now, which just fucking sucks, but I don't know. And now here comes RJ. It's Saturday morning, and I kind of had a vlog fail yesterday. It wasn't that I had a bad day. I just didn't feel like picking the camera back up because I wound up just finishing one little word and playing World of Warcraft with Jesse, doing some laundry. Like, I just didn't feel like it. But today, it is now like noon. I have been up doing a few things. Had a nice, like, long conversation with my sister. And now I am going to get my sheets in the wash. I have to do laundry today, and I need to check my plants. The big thing I'm going to tackle today, we're not going to go to the mall. We're going to do that either sometime during the week when Sunny's feeling better or next weekend. I'm going to make cookies. Today, the cookies are happening. I have 5 cookies on my list. We may not get through all of them today, but we're just going to get started. Peanut butter blossoms, sugar cookies, chocolate chip cookies, brownies, and snickerdoodles. They're basic, but they're my favorites. And I am not using my tried and true recipes for any of them. I'm using some high altitude recipes. Rather than try to adapt my recipes and experiment, I want to get my feet wet with altitude baking by just using recipes that have already been tested in Colorado altitude. And most of them actually come from blogs that are written by people who live in Colorado. So Jesse is currently at the dog park with my car and my dog and my husband. So while they are still there, I'm going to get the sheets going and go take stock of everything I have so that I can run to the store and pick up whatever else I need when he gets back. I also need to go pick up some printer ink because I thought I had some extras, but I don't. The HB90 planner is out and I need to get it ready for tomorrow when the boot camp kicks off. This puppy got her second bath in 2 days because she got another intensely dirty session at the dog PARK. And now she's cleaning herself and wearing her new jaunty winter bandana. Layla, you're such a pretty girl. Yes, Odin, you're also pretty. Yes, Jessie, you're also pretty. Oh, kitty. This poor kitty has no chance at any sort of boundaries.
Nope.
No chance.
0 chance.
So here's my supplies. I have some things I don't need for today, like malted milk and corn syrup, but what I do need to get is some fresh baking soda because my old baking soda got all funky. The altitude sucks the moisture out of everything. Same with brown sugar. So I need more brown sugar, more baking soda. I need some chocolate chips, eggs, milk, butter. I have some of those things, but I'm gonna need more. I'm glad I have this though. The sugar cookie recipe I'm gonna try calls for either vanilla beans or vanilla bean paste. And I bought this on a whim from TJ's. So cool. Anyway, off to the store. I'm gonna go to King Soopers to get these supplies, and then I'm gonna go to Office Depot and get my printer ink. Also, I don't know if you remember when Dove used to sell the same package, but it was a chocolate with like pieces of mint cookie in them. They don't make them anymore. These, not as good. Okay, I'm back from the store, and RJ brought up the cheese advent calendars, which we just ate. We didn't do them yesterday either, so it was red Leicester and then truffle cheddar. The red Leicester's yummy. I gave the truffle cheddar to RJ because I don't like truffle. And then we also have a couple days worth of advent calendars. Today is organic rooibos. Jess and RJ are going to have that. And then I am having yesterday's tea, which looks just delightful. White tea with flavoring. This rose scattered white tea. But I have to figure out what 80 degrees Celsius is. 1 second later, after a quick Google search, it's 176 Fahrenheit. Isn't the internet helpful? Okay, the tea is yummy. I am going to start with peanut butter blossoms because I have never actually made those myself before. So I figure this will be a good starting point for trying high altitude baking without having too many preconceived notions of how it's supposed to turn out. Just before going in the oven, Jesse unwrapped the chips for me, and we left one with no sugar for Layla. First attempt at cookies at high altitude from scratch, done. According to my family, I did a good job. Yeah, okay, so next I'm gonna do brownies, and I'm gonna use the recipe. It's not the recipe from the inside of it. This is my favorite way to make brownies, is the one bowl recipe that's on the inside of the unsweetened baker's chocolate. It's my longtime favorite recipe. However, it doesn't have high altitude instructions. Luckily for me, the Denver Post took that recipe and adapted it and tested it at high altitude. So that's the recipe we're gonna try today. It's one that I'm familiar with because I've made it many, many times. Do I have chocolate in my teeth? Maybe. Those cookies are good. It's that second one. And then if I get those at the oven, they're usually in for about 40 minutes, maybe a little less, which will give me time to make up the snickerdoodles, and then get those into the refrigerator. I'm gonna get one more batch after the brownies. It's either gonna be chocolate chip cookies or snickerdoodles. It might be chocolate chip cookies, and I'll save the two that require refrigeration for tomorrow morning. All right, brownies are in the oven for about half an hour. I actually realized what I don't want to do is do both recipes that need to be refrigerated tomorrow, because tomorrow what I want to do is do one recipe that needs to be refrigerated, refrigerate it, and then do the other one, and then take out the refrigerated one. So I think what I'm going to do is get the snickerdoodles going, get them refrigerated, and it's 4:30 now. Remove some laundry, get the snickerdoodles done, pull the brownies out, let them cool completely, which is something I never do, and they always wind up all janky because I don't wait for them to cool completely. And then potentially make dinner while the snickerdoodles are chilled, and then put them out and bake them. Because the way that this recipe calls for it, you actually do everything. You make the batter or the dough, you roll them into balls, and then you roll them into cinnamon sugar, and then you refrigerate them, and then you bake them. So all you have to do is put them on the cookie sheet and bake them. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, here are the snickerdoodles. I'm gonna refrigerate them for an hour, clean up this mess because I'm not baking anymore tonight, and then probably do some more laundry and figure out dinner. For the sake of my waning energy, we're doing mod pizza. The dishes are in the dishwasher. I fold this massive pile of laundry, and I think that'll be my limit for the night. The limit does exist. I haven't tried them yet because they just literally came off the pan to cool off. But the snickerdoodles are looking like snickerdoodles, and the brownies are looking like brownies, but they're still cooling. So, yeah, I'll report back when I've tasted, but I think my first day of high altitude baking was a success. My hair is in an interesting state. Brownies are done and cut, powdered, sugared, and put away. All the cookies are put away now into their airtight containers. I think I've decided that tomorrow it's going to be chocolate chip and sugar in the morning, and then on Monday or Tuesday, hopefully I'll be able to get a batch or two of fudge in. I'm thinking peppermint bark fudge, and Buckeye fudge. Sonny wanted to make Buckeyes, but I don't want to deal with the process of making Buckeyes, so Buckeye fudges, and then we'll mail it off to family. I'm going to print out the HB90 planner now, so I have it ready for tomorrow, and go to bed. So I will see you in the morning. Hasta la vista. It's Sunday. It is like 12:30, and I had another hi baby. Hi other baby. I slept in again. I think I'm just gonna be like at the point now where until I start dialysis, weekend mornings are for me to try and catch up on all the rest I don't get, because I need all the rest. Anyway, I'm gonna eat something, and then I didn't have a chance to make cookies this morning, which is fine. I did 3 batches yesterday, and Jesse's making dinner. Well, we're gonna make like tag team dinner tonight, so I might make another batch tonight. In the meantime, the HB90 bootcamp kickoff call is in about half an hour, and I have some stuff to do to get ready for my streams today, so that's where we're starting. seriously about to jump on for the call, and I spilled some of my ramen, my Maruchan instant lunch liquid. P.S. This chicken instant lunch is the only either cup of noodles or ramen I will eat. It's the only one that's good for me. I look so spooky right now. It is 3:23. My live stream is starting in 7 minutes. Just wrapped up my hangout. It went a little over because I was ranting about how much I hate avocado. And boot camp live stream kickoff went really well as well. So let me know in the comments if you were there on the live stream. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and snag a snickerdoodle before I get going. Streams are done. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea and do some meal planning. So today's tea is English rose. Black tea with flavoring. Let's go with that one. Yes. Do you think the chicken gnocchi soup will be just as good without spinach?
No.
Will it be okay to eat without spinach?
What's wrong?
I have no spinach.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll compensate with bread.
Okay. I got that. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Do you want me to go get you spinach?
No. Unless you want to. I don't need it for a while. If you want
to.
to.
For dinner. Do you want me to go get some?
Yeah, that would be lovely if you could. Change your dinner plans. I decided to make chicken gnocchi soup because that is a favorite of ours, and I had some veggies to use up, but only about 2/3 of the way chopping the veggies did I realize I have no spinach, so Jess is picking some up. But I did get my meal plan done on my grocery list, so grocery shopping tomorrow should be a go. Currently sitting enjoying my tree, and there's the oven, and there's my Lulu. I'm just enjoying it as I wait for the next step in dinner. I was gonna try and do chocolate chip cookies at the same time, but honestly, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. And bread has to go into the oven. Chicken gnocchi soup with spinach, thanks Jessie. Yum yum yum. And some bread rolls pulled out of the oven. We call them bread rolls because Sunny calls them bread rolls. I mean, I grew up calling them rolls. I don't get it, but I guess different than like what, cinnamon rolls or something, but just rolls. Today's cheese is black pepper Gouda. So I feel like I have really neglected the vlog this weekend, which is fine. Shit happens, right? I wanted to show you an updated morning routine and evening, whoa, dark. Updated morning routine and evening routine during this Vlogmas purely for my own kind of documentary sake, because I know things are going to change when we start dialysis. At least I'm assuming they're going to change. So now, in like the land of feeling the worst I've ever felt in my life pre-dialysis, I thought I would show you what it looks like to be me in the evenings. It's not very complicated, but it's a thing. So let's get started. First and foremost, it is Sunday, so I have to refill my meds because I fill my meds up Sunday evenings through Sunday morning, and I do morning and evening meds. Trying to figure out the best spot to stick the camera. Now, the current time is about 7:15, and this is my med bin. Depending on the night, I may or may not be super with it at this point, but usually about this time between 7 and 9 is when I really hit my wall. And the first thing I usually start to do as I'm beginning to hit my wall when I know I'm going to be getting ready for bed is I take one of my gummies. They help me not take painkillers at night because they help me fall asleep before shit gets bad. This is the current weekly pill minder that I have. It has these individual things. The reason I'm using this one is because I don't have a middle of the day medication, and these are big enough to hold all my meds, which include gigantic potassium pills. A couple of important things that I do. For one, I arrange them Sunday through Saturday because that's how they go in the thingy, and I make sure that the daytime is facing away from me and the nighttime is facing towards me. Now this sounds pedantic, but the reason I do it this way is because of my kidney brain fog being so bad that if I mess up one of these steps, I could mess my meds up. And I have messed my meds up by messing up one of these steps. So just doing it this way ensures that I have as much of an opportunity as possible to get it right. Secondly, Not all of the meds in this giant bin are meds, and these are not family meds. These are just Cindy meds. But they're not all medications I take each week. Like, for example, I have my various migraine medications. What I have are a triptan for the migraine and an anti-nausea that works with it to help it work better. But I have two sets. I have one that's for daytime migraines and one that's for nighttime migraines. They work a little differently to help me get through it better. So I just put a Chrissy Ann Design sticker on the top of each of the ones for daytime and for nighttime, so that if Jessie ever has to get me one when I'm really feeling crappy, or if I need to figure it out, it's easy to tell at a glance. Because it doesn't say so on the bottle. It doesn't say like, this is for nighttime migraines. It just tells you what it's for. I also have some meds in here. It's my gout medication. I take one every night, but my gout medication that I take, like my break glass in case of emergency gout med. And I have my various anti-nausea meds that I take as needed. Some more powerful painkillers that I take as needed. And what the other thing I do is I take out the meds out of my box and I put them over here on the side of the daytime. Because that way, when I take them, when I fill the containers up with them, you can already hear how the evening brain fog has really settled in. I put them in and then I pop them into here. Now the one thing I haven't done that I probably should do is make a list of what medications I'm taking when, so that on the off chance Jesse has to fill them for me, if I'm having a really bad day, he'll have an idea of what goes where. I don't know if my medications are going to change with dialysis or not, so that might be something to wait on. Anyway, so these are all the meds. I'm going to start filling this puppy up. And I know where they all go, so that's the one kind of fail safe, but then they'll just go back into the bin, and then when the bin is full, hi Odin, when the bin is full, then the meds will be full too. These are the giant potassiums. Kitty, for context, I take 2 of these a day. Used to be 3. And lately, my nausea has been so bad that getting them down has been a little harder. But I am trying my damnedest to avoid having to get potassium infusions or the liquid, because according to both my sister and my doctors, nobody wants that. That shit is foul. I guess another thing I'll mention that I do, and this seems silly, but like I said, my nighttime routine's not very intense, but I'm very intense about taking my meds. When I replace something, like I'm replacing my melatonin right now, what I'll usually do is just, if I have a couple left, this seems silly, but again, if you're dealing with 800 different pill bottles, then this becomes something that you're much more in line with, is to just dump the last couple into the new bottle. Now, the other thing I do is if I run out of something, if I need to be sure to order it from Walgreens, what I will do is leave the empty bottle or the mostly empty bottle on the counter to remind me, because I won't remember. I will not. My kidney brain fog is too shitty to remember. Tonight, on the other hand, I got an email from Walgreens. Usually I'm ahead of schedule on things, but this night apparently I wasn't, and I had 4 prescriptions that I am low on. Odin, get out of the meds. 4 prescriptions that I'm low on, and Walgreens is like, you should order these. So I did. So I'll cross-check if anything else is running low, but generally speaking, I will leave the empty on the counter for the next morning so that I can make sure to remember to take care of it the next day. Because with a few of these, I could go for a day or 2 if I had to, but for most of them, that is a bad scene, and that is not a scene I want to have any part of. Yeah, that one I just threw away, but I actually have a brand new one. That was a perfect amount. I have a brand new one. It's just the aspirin that you take, the heart attack aspirin, except I take it because I have a narrowing in one of my brainstem blood vessels, and I'm very at risk for stroke because of the PKD and because of my dad dying from one. So we take that as a precautionary measure. I hope this is one of them. I think it is. It's probably, like, this is one that I know that it's not this week. It's probably next week this coming up week. It's the following week that I'll run out. And I'm just gonna leave this open. in progress. There it is. Woohoo! So I would have probably made a note to myself or left it out on the counter to remember to order that one when I was doing this. Anyway, back to it. I can't talk while I'm doing this too much or I will lose my count. And then that might not be good. Speaking of pedantic things that I do to remember, maybe pedantic maybe isn't the right word, but these are things that I do to remember. Monday is what I'm taking tomorrow morning, so I put that over here so I have it out. I will take my Sunday evening meds right after, right after I fill them so I don't forget. I always have my hydro flask full of very icy water, but I always have it with me, but at night especially. And the reason why is when I take my nighttime meds, before I go to bed, I try to remember to swap for the new meds in the morning, because if I see the meds full in the morning, I'll remember to take them. If it's empty, even if it's both sides empty, I'll think that I took them already. Now that my meds have been managed, it's gonna be time for me to take my, my evening shower. Now, fun fact, I shower twice a day. I know it's not the greatest use of water. I do try and not make them very long showers, but I shower twice a day because in the morning, I cannot face the day if I have not taken a shower. It's by cleaning myself, doing all the things. If I wash my hair, I usually do it in the morning. But then the evenings, I take a quick shower I wash my face in the shower, but really what I do is, it's just to help relax my muscles a little bit, let my meds, the stuff, my gummy, my meds start to take hold so that I can go to sleep and relax and actually get some sleep. Now, the problem I run into is that this is Colorado and it dries my skin out. So this stuff is the Ultra Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty. I had used the tub of it last year, which was with the grapefruit flavor, but this is just the regular one. It's the skin protectant with colloidal oatmeal. And this is the thing that both healed up my alligator skin last year and is helping me avoid it this year. So definitely that. I also, before I get in, I just like to make sure that I have my jammies, and I have a whole bunch of jammies. Comfy clothes are my lifeline, and I'll just pick whatever seems like it's gonna be the most comfortable for me that night. I have these flannel pants, because my old Christian Designs pants finally bit the dust. These ones I got from that Fat Fancy place I talked about in one of my previous videos that I went to in Oregon. It's in Portland. It's a plus size only consignment shop, thrift store, etc. And these were there, and they fit really good. They're long enough on me. And I'm just gonna grab a t-shirt to wear to bed, I think. We'll go with Steve's of Planarchy. Anyway, grab my jammies. Just throw them on the counter so that I don't pick my clothes out or anything. I don't do anything like that for the next day, because my clothes I wear, A, it depends on the weather, and B, it depends on how I'm feeling. Jeans, leggings, everything, they all kind of have a place in my wardrobe based on my, how I feel. Physically, how I feel, especially with my kidneys. Anyway, before I get in the shower, which I'm not going to show you, but I am going to do that right now. Just putting my sweat, this is, by the way, remember how I said I need to hit the container store? This mess is the mess that needs to be dealt with. That bin holds my slippers. I'll show you what I have in the shower, because, get rid of, move my mat. Ugh. Because that way you can, this is a lot of my nighttime and daytime stuff. There's my shower shelf. These shelves I adhered from Amazon to the wall because there's no shelves in here. So this stuff, CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser, that's my face wash morning and night. It's gentle enough that it doesn't jack with my skin. I tend to be oily, but living in Colorado has made, and having so many diuretics in my system has made my skin very strange. At night, I've been taking my makeup off with this cleansing oil because I want to try something besides the balms that I've been using. The balm I was using originally was the Take the Day Off Then I moved to the e.l.f. balm, but it was cheaper, but I go through it faster. So I decided to give this a try, and I like this. This works really well, except it gets in my mouth and it tastes foul. So we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna use this up before I decide on something else. And then the other thing I use at night is my body wash. This is one I got from King Super because I didn't want to go to Target. The Jason brand, Calming Lavender. I look for, usually I use the Aveeno, but I'm giving this one a try. The lavender scent is nice. The lavender scent is nice at night, but whether it's gonna make me all dry and itchy is another thing entirely. And then of course, you know, Irish Spring, look of the Irish. Anyway, I'm gonna take my shower and then we will continue on with my skincare. When I get out of the shower, the first thing I do is hit my face with this. This is the Elemis, I think it's, oh fuck. Cannot see. It's the Elemis Soothing Apricot Toner. I was using the Rose Fresh toner, but I keep having trouble finding it, and I was able to start finding this one more often. I used to love this. It is pricey. I have tried the gamut of drugstore inexpensive toners, and none of them have done what I need them to do. Either they dry my skin out, or I hate the spray, or they don't have a spray at all, and like, they don't actually make me feel good. So this stuff is great, and I spray this as soon as I get out, but I wasn't gonna do this naked because you don't need to see that. Oh. The other thing I do when I get out of the shower before I get dressed is I put on my deodorant. Again, I don't do that with clothes on. Not just because I'm lazy, but because I am now on the deodorant, not antiperspirant train. Mostly because my doctor had always told me that I shouldn't worry about the aluminum in antiperspirant, even with my kidney problems. But I am at the point now where both I was feeling a little bit weird about it. It's just my own personal weird feelings. But also I was noticing that I was having a lot of problems with like ingrown hairs in my armpits. Exciting, I know. And this stuff has AHA in it. Some fucking acid is in it. It's supposed to help with that. And also sweat. I'm not usually a very sweaty monkey, not under my arms. There's other places. Don't worry about it. But I do not like BO. And even as clean as I can be with my 2 showers a day, I have a bionic nose. And I don't know if anyone else can smell me, but I can smell me, and I hate that. So I needed something that was gonna make me smell lovely. But I didn't have to worry about sweat. So I was looking, and every natural deodorant I've ever tried has been something that like makes me, I feel like I smell like fucking a hippie's asshole, and it's not what I am looking for. But this one got recommended on YouTube. I think it's Jamie Page, the Necessaire, the deodorant gel, so fancy, the eucalyptus flavor. This is not inexpensive. It's like 15 bucks for a deodorant, but goddamn it if it does not make me smell nice. It did take a couple weeks for my body to acclimate to it, and in that time, it wasn't that I smelled bad, I just did smell a little different. But now that it works, I don't even have to reapply it, even if I'm wearing a sweater, and sweaters tend to bring out the sweatiest in me. The reason I do it naked is because it does go down a little moist, and you have to just wait for a couple minutes for your armpits to set. Anyway, deodorant, toner, the next step, and usually I can do this, I'll do this at any point. Sometimes before I shower, sometimes after I get out of the shower, but it's always when I'm getting ready for bed, and that's brush my teeth and floss. And I use flossers. Again, I don't love it for the environmental reason of using flossers, but what I do love is not forgetting to floss. I hate flossing with regular floss string. I won't. And I guess to get extremely thorough, here's our toothpaste. Honestly, I just buy whichever one on like the fancier side of things. It doesn't look like it tastes too heinous. Again, it's mostly for me about being regular with my dental hygiene. And then we use in this house, we are Sonicare people because they sell them at Costco. I'm gonna show you the rest of the evening stuff and then we're gonna regroup. My camera's battery's dead, so I had to go to my phone. So this is just gonna be way too awkward to show you. So I'm just gonna tell you my next steps because they're very quick and then we'll meet up in the bedroom. At night, I've been using this Olay Regenerist Night Recovery Cream because it is cheaper than the fresh one that I was using before, the Rose Hydration Cream, at night because of how dry it is here. So this keeps my, like, I have very combination skin, don't get me wrong. And on that note, if I did walk out of here with a zit, then I'll usually use one of these or their deep blemish dots to soak that sucker up. I found this actually worked pretty well for me. Anyway, and then I will just slather on some of this Lanolips, which I've been using lately. I got kind of tired of the Laneige that I've been using for a while, and I got this Auric and I'm almost out of it, but it is fucking expensive and you don't get very much for how much it costs. It's great, but so this is what I'm going for right now at night. Nice thick lanolin, like sheep's wool. And then I will spritz on a little of whatever Bath & Body Works spray I've got going, again, for my bionic nose, and then head into the bedroom. So I'm in my bedroom. This is usually if you see me talking about how exhausted and crappy I'm feeling at the end of a vlog. Often it's at this point in my nighttime routine, as it were. I'm usually at this point putting on some of this Kiehl's hand salve, again, like the toner. I have not found a hand cream that works as well for me as this. And I was never that bitch when it came to hand cream and moisturizers and everything when we lived in California, but it's so dry here that, you know, my hands are aching for it. So I usually put that on. I'll put on a show or a movie or something just to kind of help me space out a little bit. And then I fall asleep. Sometimes I read, sometimes I lay in bed and play Candy Crush. Sometimes I watch a little TV, and then usually I fall asleep. And that's the end of my night. I don't do anything super fancy, mostly because I don't have the energy for it, and because my entire nighttime routine is basically a combination of me sliding headlong into like the shittiest part of my day when it comes to how I'm feeling. That in the morning, you'll see that in the next vlog maybe. But also, I'm trying to wind down enough to be able to go to sleep despite feeling crappy. Like, I know I need to sleep, but it's hard to sleep when you feel awful. Currently, my kidneys feel like they're kicking me. But doing these things can sometimes alleviate a little of that. So that is what I try to do. Anyway, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Is there one thing that you love to use at night that just helps you relax? Is it a blanket, or is it a skincare product, or is it a cup of tea or something? Like, let me know. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, my friends, peace.